Hey everyone, this is Dominic, and today you're tuning in to the Comic Book Report, where we review comic books and graphic novels so you can get an idea of what to read. And today we're doing an unboxing for Wolverine Omnibus Volume 4 from Marvel Comics. This is a much awaited and anticipated pre-order for me, and I can't wait to dive into the unboxing. Before we jump in though, I just want to do a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, organicpricedbooks.com. If you're looking for comic book collected editions, I definitely encourage you to check out their website. You can find the link in the description for this video. And hey, if you find something you like, you can go ahead and use my discount code at checkout, TheComicBookReport, to save $2 off of your order. Please note, if you use my affiliate link or code to make a purchase, I will earn a small commission, but it's a fantastic way to support this channel. Thank you for considering. Now let's get started with the Wolverine unboxing. Okay, and right from the jump, here is my box from organicpricedbooks.com, immaculately shipped as always and packaged as you will see momentarily. These boxes just do not disappoint. I love the amount of packing material and care that goes into these shipments. These are, yes, our channel sponsors, but I was a customer of them before I got the sponsorship, and frankly, I'm still a customer today because of how great their service has been and the packaging has been. But you'll see in a minute what I'm talking about if you've never ordered from them in the past. I mean, look at all this packing material, the bubble wrap, how everything's taped and encased in here. This book was just treated so well. Zero complaints from me on how this book was handled, processed, packaged, and shipped to me. And now I'll go ahead and remove the shrink wrap, unsealing this omnibus for reading purposes, as always for me. I love doing that in these collections. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the spine exercises for a new omnibus. I'm going to speed it up here so it looks a bit silly. I think this just relaxes the spine, breaks it in, and I like to do it for the longevity of these collections. And now, without further ado, let's take a look at this incredible cover for this omnibus. I'll be looking at the different sides of this dust jacket, but I should say I do have one of the direct market covers. I will go ahead and show you the other direct market cover available for this book, which actually is a wraparound, so I don't have the wraparound, I just have the front cover here. And then I'll go ahead and show you the standard edition cover available for this Wolverine Omnibus Volume 4. Please note that the spines will all look a bit different as well for these omnibus covers. There's the wraparound, which is its own special thing, and the standard edition, which has a different spine image as well. I love this cover the best by far. I think it's just an outstanding look at an omnibus here. It has this kind of vicious Wolverine versus Sabretooth cover. Love it, love it, love it. On the back cover here, we have everything this omnibus includes in these thumbnails of the different covers of the issues, and as you can see, this covers an outstanding amount of stuff. I will be going over the contents of this omnibus shortly, but I do want to get to other matters of the dust jacket and the under the dust jacket artwork, binding, things like that first. Okay, first up, I want to do another full look at the dust jacket, this time including the interior flaps that we have for the dust jacket that contain their own kind of text, blurbs, images, artworks, things like that. I want you to see them in context of the rest of the dust jacket. I will do a spread of the dust jacket as well, so you can get all of it at a glance. Again, this is one of the direct market covers that you get from some of these direct market sellers. I got mine again from the incredible Organic Price Books. The standard edition you can find in other bookstores like Barnes & Noble, Amazon, things like that. But for these direct market covers, you gotta find some of the direct market sellers. I love this cover. I frankly think it's the best one. After the dust jacket, we will be looking at the under the dust jacket artwork for this book, which I just think is amazingly beautiful. It's kind of this interesting collage with a lot of these different cool colors that showcase a lot of these different Wolverine's action poses, characters that we see within this volume. I think that this is just a really fun idea for an omnibus, the kind of collage. What better way to showcase the art and what this omnibus could entail than doing a collage like this? And I love the color scheme that they have in this book. Really, really cool. And now that we have that taken care of, I will go ahead and transition to a quick look at the binding for this omnibus. Like the other Marvel omnibuses, this is a sewn binding. The collection is an oversized hardcover edition with glossy print paper stock, and frankly, I have no issues with the binding whatsoever. It is kind of a rounded spine, it's not kind of a flat, blocky spine. And at least my copy opens quite nicely. You'll see as I flip through the pages on matters such as gutter loss, things like that. I frankly think it looks fairly minimal. I think this is really well bound, and I have no real doubts or concerns about it whatsoever. Diving into the omnibus itself, we have the normal kind of front matter, title page, publication information, things like that. Then we do have a proper table of contents, which frankly I love seeing. This book is basically a 90s Wolverine collection, so it's kind of right on the cusp of like a more modern omnibus and one of the older omnibus editions. So I love that we got a table of contents. I by no means expect to see one in a collection like this, but I'm so happy whenever I do. After that, we basically launch right into the first issue included in this omnibus, and we're off to the races. As far as what this omnibus collects, I'm going to dive into that right now, because in addition to the actual self-titled Wolverine series, we have things from Marvel Comics Presents, an X-Men issue, and a good handful of Wolverine miniseries. As far as what this Wolverine Volume 4 Omnibus collects, we have Wolverine issues 60 through 75, Wolverine Inner Fury, Wolverine Killing, Wolverine Global Jeopardy, Wolverine and the Punisher Damaging Evidence issues 1 through 3, Sabretooth issues 1 through 4, Spider-Man Punisher Sabretooth Designer Gene, X-Men 25, and material from Marvel Comics Presents issues 109 through 142, and Marvel Holiday Special issue 2. And yes, that's a lot of various content. We have so many incredible authors and illustrators, pencilers, colorists, all sorts of things on this book. I'm not even going to go into naming all of them because frankly, so there's just so many. You can go back and see the back flap for the listing there, or maybe the table of contents. But we just have a great set of creators on this one. Now, personally, I've read and reviewed the first Wolverine Omnibus collection. I am a Wolverine comic fan, an X-Men fan, all sorts of things like that. I do have all 4 of these volumes that have been published at the time of this recording, and I'm currently toward the back end of the second Omnibus. I have read some of the contents included in Volume 3, I believe, but at the time I received this book, I had not read any of the contents included in this Omnibus. So this is a blank slate for me in an era of Wolverine I really haven't read. And frankly, that just excites me. I think I'm going to get the most bang for my buck here, and I cannot wait to dive into the contents. But I am doing an unboxing because it will be a little bit before I get to this book itself, since I'm making my way through some of the previous omnibuses. I just wanted to go ahead and pre-order a copy because Wolverine is one of my favorite characters, and by the time I get to it, I want to make sure I'm able to get this book and it's not out of print. So I pre-ordered it some time ago, and I'm just flipping it through it, kind of breaking it in, and I thought I would do an unboxing for all of you. I will say because of that, there really is no spoilers in this video other than the couple images you'll see as I flip through, although I'm trying to be delicate. I don't really know much about this book except for how it ends, which I'll try not to spoil for you here. Beyond that, there's so many just question marks I have about this book. I love that we appear to get characters like Spider-Man, Punisher, and Sabretooth appearing predominantly throughout this collection. I've definitely seen Magneto pop up, and a lot of great adamantium claws coming out, a lot of action scenes, a lot of just great intensity flipping through these pages. I'm not always a 90s comic fan, and yet I find myself loving the artwork I see throughout this book. It looks like an outstandingly beautiful collection, and hey, I want to ask you, if you're watching this, as spoiler-free as possible, if you've read some of these issues, what do you think about this era of Wolverine? Obviously, I'm already invested. Obviously, I plan to read this, and I'm very excited to do so, but I would love to get a little feedback from those of you watching who have already read this material. What do you think about this era? I really love the artwork I'm seeing, and frankly, I can't wait to dive into the adventures in these pages. And hey, while I have your attention, if you're enjoying this comic book unboxing and you also enjoy things like comic book reviews, comic book list videos, community posts, and more, and you have yet to subscribe to this channel, I highly encourage you to do so. I'd love to have you aboard. Anyway, thank you for considering. Let's keep going with this Wolverine unboxing. As you can see, the art style does vary pretty tremendously from story to story. I think with the inclusion of all of these different mini-series as well, so many different ones have different visual styles, which I like to see. I'm so curious to see 90s versions of a lot of these characters, a lot of which I haven't read a 90s version of, like the Punisher. I don't think I've ever read any 90s Punisher comics, so to have him crossing over with Wolverine, I'm just excited to see that in this era. I also really can't wait for more Wolverine Sabretooth dynamics. From what I've read in the past, there's definitely some interesting history here, and I love that we're getting more of that in this collection. Frankly, I was already excited when I picked out the cover I did, and I cannot wait to see some of those clashes. I know I'm jumping around quite a bit, but this is an unboxing, not a review. I'm really just hoping to give you more details about this book and a showcasing of some of the art and what you can expect if you pick up a book like this. If you're interested in that full review down the road, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out, and let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. At any rate, toward the back of this omnibus, we have a great collection of extras, some bonus features here, some artwork, things like that. Always love seeing this in a good omnibus edition, and this looks to be like a great one. And now here I go, putting this volume in on the shelf. Love having another volume in sequence in the collection. I think it looks great up here. And really, that's going to do it for this unboxing for Wolverine Omnibus Volume 4. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments below. Let me know if you're picking it up. Again, I always recommend our channel sponsor, Organic Price Books, for all of your comic book collected edition needs. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been The Comic Book Report. Please don't forget to give this video a like, maybe share it with your friends, and check out one of my other videos. Until next time, have a good one.